guys, and welcome back to our international series where Built Not Bought head over to Indonesia. Now last episode we met Jujo and this was his daily truck. He wanted to turn it into an off-roader, so we got stuck into modifying it, ripped out the suspension, patrol diffs, started building a roll cage. So stick around for this episode as we continue the build. Alrighty, good morning, welcome back to episode 2 of Indonesia. If you haven't seen part 1, go check it out, but we're building the Hino bloody whatever comp truck with mud tires and all sorts of things. Me and Mitch found Red Bull this morning, which is good, we're gonna need it. So at the end of last episode we were talking about them finishing their rock bouncer and they finished at 4 AM. We left at about 9:30, we're like, oh, we wanna see this thing running, but they were burning the midnight oil, they had some dramas with the fuel pump, but got it done. So today we're gonna finish welding up this cage, put the back bars on, and we should be able to see the boys put together all the 4-link and see how they do all the suspension, which is pretty sweet. I'm also probably gonna do a walk around of the shop. That'll be a separate video, so I'll put a link down below to that. But we're gonna rip in and pretty much the next 2 days get this thing running. This episode we should be able to see it drive, and then we're gonna go take it out into the jungle. So subscribe, let's rip in.
Watch me burn a hole in my foot because I didn't bring my boots with me.
And then you got Indonesian work boots on.
No, but these are my steel caps now. I guess I'll let my nails grow out long enough so they cover my foot.
Alrighty, while Mitch is welding up the cage, I'm going to start doing the exhaust. You would have seen this on the channel before. You can make a Y piece, just tack a piece on like that, comes out like this. Join the two together, and then we'll have a split. So we're going to run a little exhaust out each side of the cage. I'll probably try to do a little teardrop cut on the end, but we'll come off of that bend off of the turbo, come straight up, and then we'll have to just rubber mount it, and hopefully it soots out like a couple of ears coming out from the side of the cab. That's the idea. So might try to TIG these up, they're stainless, and then just MIG weld all the mild steel stuff.
And then he just comes over to me and goes, danger, danger. And I was like, ooh, why? Apparently, I don't know what that thing is on the side of the can, but he just went like this. And he goes, move. And I was like,
It's oxy. It's a gas bottle. It's not like welding gas. I don't know what, the stuff on the ground comes out of the tank. Like, I have no idea what it is. Apparently that's explosive.
Oh, yeah.
What's just coming out here?
It's like soda ash or something like that.
From in there?
Yeah, so you put that inside the tube, put water in it, and it makes oxy.
alright, we just did our take 5 in JSCAs, so the problem at risk was a 10. Now we've put a solution. Now the problem at risk is a 9.5. So we've done our take 5s in our JSCAs. We'll continue working now. Good work, boys, keep it up.
Now guys, I just wanted to mention how crazy it is to see the way these guys work. You're in a different country, the rules don't matter here. It's insane, but they get the job done. Alright, so exhaust, we're going to wait until this bar's up to get the actual placement right, but done a similar little tip like we did on the XC build. So instead of cutting it that way like for a Y piece, you spin it around and cut it this way, and you get like a bit of a teardrop design, so we're going to have that come out of the side of the cage hopefully. The drama we got is this is fixed to the chassis, the motor rotates and moves around, so we've either got to rubber mount it or weld this to the cage and do like a slipper joint like we did on the, what do we do that on? Oh, on the Patrol. So one of two ways, we'll see what comes out better.
Alright, so this is a Dana 300 transfer case. Comes off a Jeep CJ7. I like this transfer case because Atlas actually copied this. This is where the Atlas transfer case came from. It's a cast iron, so it's bloody strong. and we can change it from a single stick to a twin stick. So I was mentioning the other day, we can change this into just a low front, low rear, or high front, high rear. So we're gonna change the input shaft. So we already modified the input shaft, and then we're gonna use an adapter. So we make this adapter to fit on the back of the transmission where the original prop shaft went. So we got that, and then we got this tiny prop shaft, and then that will go onto here, and it'll mate it all up. Now, one of the weaknesses of a Dana 300 transfer case, I mean, we have yokes that can fit, but it's just a strap on, just a small strap, and it always breaks. So we cut them off, make them do like a Toyota flange. So it's all kind of stronger flange type, not just a U-bolt.
Yeah, I know the straps are talking about.
Done.
Interesting. That's how you put a transfer on the back of anything. All right, so over here we've got the king of sheet metal over here. This old guy's using like the 40 series guard, and he's going to literally knock them up out of scraps from some of this sheet metal they have on the ground here. Watching them work, like what they work with, is pretty cool. It'll probably all be done, I'm going to say, with a block of timber and maybe a bit of steel. We're probably going to get a perfect mold of that guard. So we're going to cut and shut them so they're not super wide, so it'll just cover the wheel, and then that'll tie into that 40 series front end. And he's also going to work on like a bonnet lip, so the 40 series front kind of sticks out, but still is all in uniform. So we've got 2 days. Let's see how we go. Okay, better give you guys an update of what I'm up to. So as you've seen in a previous video, I like to weld front diffs. So I've decided we're going to weld the truck one as well. They found some freewheeling hubs. They're not very common here, but they found some. Now we're going to do a front weldy. And I thought it'd be like a big thing over here where it's normal. But they even looked at me funny when I said I was going to weld it. So maybe it's a weird thing, but it seems to always work for me. We cut a plate, so it's nice and strong in there. You cut some little teeth grooves out, and then you have like a full groove plate. So we're going to weld that plate the whole way around, and then you spin her over. Obviously, once you take all your wet rags out, because that's to stop all the sparks and then we'll have a fully front locked welded diff. So this thing's going to be capable.
Right, this morning the boys have got the roll bar tucked up on here, so we can start looking at the exhaust. I think we're going to come out straight off here and try and follow the cage around. So we've got some more bends, and we'll do like a 90 there, come up the side, follow the cage straight up, and then I've made these little teardrop things that come out the side. Well, that's the other side. This one here, straight out the side there, little ears, and it should follow the cage the whole way around, and then 2 into 1. So that's what I'm working on now, just ticking it all up. All out of stainless, which is sweet. Should look mint.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the gang, we taking shots off the rebound. Look at my posters, say now, I've been humble too long.
So we've got these 90s. Now, Zach's the cameraman, he doesn't actually work here. But I was just going to cut this to a 45 and then 45, but
it would be wrong.
It would be wrong because that isn't exactly 45, it's very close. So we're going to work out, it's probably 50 degrees. Instead of cutting in the middle, we cut slightly off center. One will be slightly less bend, and we get a nice run up there. And then the second part of that bend will go up here. And then the total is 90. So 50 plus 40, 50 plus 30 is, 50 plus 40. Alright, update, I don't even know where we're at. There's a lot happening today, so I've been watching the guys make the mounts for the transfer case. So pretty thick plate and a lot of tube. The boys are on the bender, doing basically where the front guards go on the FJ, they're gonna tube it as well. So it's kind of a bash bar that'll tie into our cage. They're pretty gnarly on the bender. I mean, these are the same guys that build all these rock crawlers, crazy bending abilities. So we'll get a bit of that. Once the transfer's in, they're working on the 4-link on the rear. That'll probably have some hoops for the shocks because they're running no springs or anything, purely shocks. And then we'll tie that into our cage back to those mounts there. So heaps happening. I'm just filming a bunch of B-roll. I'll try to do some voiceovers where things don't make sense, but there's literally like 8 blokes on this car today, so we're really trying to capture as much as we can.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up, I'm with the game, we taking shots off the rebound. Look at my posters, say now, I've been humble too long, yeah. Tell them all to stay calm, yeah. Tell them all to move on, yeah. Look at my posters, say now, they be lost in the sauce, yeah. Took a loss, that's your loss, yeah. Had to get my point across.
We have the exhaust welded up, little cold air intake. So we've managed to get this to run around and follow the cage a bit, which will stick up about here. We just need to cut the ends off that.
Oh, leave it as a tick.
Get our little out there. Pretty much done. We just need to find a little mount, rubber mounted up there probably, just to give it some support because it'll be a bit heavy. But just come along, and then I want to try and do some cutouts in here and some dimple dies and play with their tools. A bit of sheet metal work should be cool. So we'll either screw them on with some nuts or just run a couple of tacks along it. But we've made some progress today, which is good. Hey Mitchell.
Realistically, we have none in regards to even driving.
Yeah, at least it's going to look good and sound good, but don't worry about it moving. That's their job.
Oh! Ooh! So pretty much what they're doing at the moment is they've made this roll bar set up. So what it's going to do is it's going to reinforce the front grille, and then as soon as the flares, when the flares go on, they're there. So when we put our big foot up on the guard, then it's going to bend, and it actually looks cool. It actually looks sick. They bent that in one piece as well. That's all one piece. They all bent it, and then they're just gone up there and it's been perfect. Let's go.
New racks on me right. New racks on me right. I might spin it, 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 I might spin it,
It's falling time, baby. They're starting to put the bottom brackets on. It's pretty exciting. Just eyeballing it off the ground, bit of tape measure, bit of string. There was a guy welding, just using the clamp and welding in the air, holding a bracket. It's pretty crazy, but should be done to Salvi.
Buy an island once I get the advance. Buy an island just to give me a 10. Count money with my feet in the sand. I do what I want, that's beyond what I can. Ay, windows tinted, can't see in it. In that brand new ride. Got no grilling, need no filling. On my Colgate smile. Heartbreaker, no, I leave them on.
We're gonna go back to a hotel and have a swim and chill out for a bit because why not? When in Rome, when in Java, when in Solo. So we're gonna. I might come back tonight, and the boys are probably working late. But they've got a lot of this bracketry done for the transfer case. A couple of the control arm mounts have been put on. Now what they're going to do is triangulate the bottom arms and keep the top straight. It's just the way it's worked out because this chassis is so narrow compared to the wheelbase. It's just kind of the best option that they've come up with. So I've got some mounts for the exhaust, so I'll sort that out later. And we'll see how the truck looks tomorrow / tonight, whenever we come back. But I think they're going to start.
New racks on me right. New racks on me right. I might spin it, 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 I might spin it,
I thought he was boss man, he's actually working.
Rare sight.
I love working.
It's the first time I've seen this whole trip.
The whole trip.
So these are the lower control arms?
Yeah. So I've been doing nothing.
Ticking them up.
Taking them out.
What's the what's material is this?
Oh, this is that we use for just chromoly. You can use this one chromoly or mild steel. So
It's different to stainless.
yeah, no, you don't use stainless on this.
Right. Chromoly. Very good.
Right guys, sorry for interrupting this great video. I know last video you would have seen that we're giving away this absolute rig and opportunity for free. Once again, it's a 3-part, so you've got to comment on all 3 videos, your favorite part of the video, and it puts you in the draw to win the Vitara. Now, if you are enjoying the Indo content, make sure you subscribe so you see more like this, and obviously tell us what your favorite part was. check out the shop while you're down there. And come around the back, we're not just giving away the Vitara. We're also gonna throw in this lift kit for nothing. So we've got springs, new shocks, struts for the front. We're also throwing in 5 set of Mad Dog D-Hole Steelies brass on some sick offset, so it's gonna have most of the poke. Then we've also got a body lift in here. Look, I'll throw the suspension lift in, but if you wanna put the body lift in. But anyways, so don't miss out. Make sure you comment on this video of your favorite part of the video to enter to win this Vitara for absolutely nothing. All right, let's get back to the episode.
It is officially getting very late. The burning the midnight oil tonight. Mitch and Michael have gone back to the hotel. I've come back and the boys are working on the 4-link at the moment. Probably gonna be a late one tonight, but we've got to get this thing done so we have enough time in our trip to go actually use it. So yeah, I'm gonna finish off welding the exhaust and doing our little bits and pieces, but we're going hard on this 4-link. So we're actually triangulating it different. We're going from heaps of triangulation on the bottom, and the tops won't be so much, but seems like it'll still be pretty stable, but it's all we can do because the chassis is so much narrower than the diff, so they're kind of nutting it out as we go. Is he your best fabricator?
One of, yeah. It's his nephew, the other dude, yeah, they're also good, but most of them have learned how to do it from him. Yeah, definitely the most senior.
All by hand.
And legs.
And legs.
A few moments later.
Alright, update. It is still very, very late. Let me just walk you around the shop. This is all happening simultaneously. Number one, we got sheet metal fabrication, bit of bending. Over here we've got some plasma cutter going on, heating up some stuff for the oxy. Then there's Zach grinding away, making brackets. Boss man on the welder. These boys here are working on the 4-link. And there was a bloke over here working on the drill. He's gone now, but when I filmed it, he was drilling. And all of that was happening at once. And it is like 10:30 at night, 11 o'clock maybe. Oh, and these camera guys are still working. Oh wait, and I forgot this bloke making brackets as well. And me, what am I doing? I'm welding up the exhaust, and I have one more corner of the roll cage to go. Just welding onto these plates here. So literally 10 different jobs happening at once right now. The sheet metal work that blows me away. I mean, you just do not get this in Australia. Whether it's a skill thing or just that's all they've grown up knowing, just the hard hand tools, beating things, heating things up, making it work without the machinery that they have over in Australia. And this stuff just doesn't exist anymore. I'm actually pretty blown away. I'll update you in about an hour or two when we leave.
The next day.
Morning, Puggy.
Buggy.
Tell him at Puggy. Good morning. So, I didn't come back last night when Sammy and Zach did, so let's have it up. I'm just gonna run you through what I haven't seen on the truck and figure out what we've done this morning and last night. So the guard now has a tube underneath, so we can use that as a step. They've sorted out all the 4-link mounts. We've started to suss out the steering, so now we've got like a box of a 40 that converts the movement from that way to that way. So now we might actually be able to have steering. The boys have knocked up some front radius arm mounts as well, and they're looking huge and beefy, so that's all going to work mint. They've already ripped the fuel tank off this morning to relocate it so it doesn't get smashed by any rocks or anything. Same with the battery trays. Because apparently there's some serious wheeling out here, so we're yet to experience that. I think Saturday is going to be the deadline that we have to go driving, so Friday night's pretty much the deadline this thing has to be rolling. Which, we're on time, we're on track.
Try something else, spun the mic around. Yeah. Which means when I talk this way, you're able to hear me really good. I want to talk about the divorce transfer case, which is basically a little mini drive shaft there, and you can remotely mount the transfer wherever you want, and then it makes the rear shaft not so long. But the front shaft's going to be massive, so they're actually putting a join in there, so it'll be a short shaft and then down, because you've got to clear the sump. There's an oil filter, and the shaft can't be super long, so it's going to have a join around there. There's some of the drive shafts. They cut them up and re-weld them just in the shop. That'll be the center bearing there. Yeah, nice. That makes sense. There you go. You reuse parts. Center bearing shaft, and then they're going to change these for some strengthened tube and make them the right length. So then it will move under its own power. Today, the boys are absolutely killing it, so I didn't want to get in their way. So we're gonna go take the buggy for a rip and just... Place is a bit of room around here, so... Why you put a seatbelt on? We're just going for a look. Show us around.
Alright, go into high.
Probably be our camera car when we go out into the jungle to see how to scout out and do things.
See, I know inside knowledge, and this is going to be great. Sam doesn't know about what's about to happen, but he's about to shit himself.
Will it rock?
You ready? You ready to have some fun?
Why are you grabbing me?
Sounds...
Because it's not fortunate.
It has gone.
Okay, we're on like day 5 now, and you can't blame a 2-day build blowing out to 5 days when the build has changed. There's a bit of scope creep. It was initially going to be leafs. Now we've done the full bloody 4-link coilover setup. So we can't blame the fact it's taking longer than expected, but we're getting there. The rear hoops are on for the shocks now, so we could probably go ahead and start building our final bars for the cage. The 4-link's in, so that's looking good. We might see if we can flex it up and have a squiz, but the boys were here late last night, but now we can finally start doing some more work on it. It's our last day. We really need it done. Might be a late one tonight, but we'll get it out on the tracks tomorrow.
Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me.
Oi,
Peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what.
It was at about this point that me and the boys were really starting to dig in and get comfortable. It sort of became less of a holiday and more of a we got to get this truck done. So it was full steam ahead. We had to get this thing finished.
No matter much, you only climb me, I put the ladders up. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up, I'm just doing me, everything is on me, oh you matter what. Add it up,
Looking pretty Dakar.
It's looking pretty Dakar. We made it safe. So when we rolled down the volcano, we're alright.
no matter what. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. No matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. No matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up.
Alright, so our roll bar's on. It's looking very Dakar spec, like one of the racing trucks, but that's sort of the look that we're going for. I'm pretty much just going to put the camera down now. Everyone's flat out on jobs. The boys are doing trim stuff. I'm going to do some welding. Even Jujo himself's on the machines welding. Boys on the front of the car, back of the car, they're doing the 2-piece shaft, steering, hydro steer. So I'll give you a couple of updates, but we're going to punch it out now because time's against us. And then hopefully this episode you'll see it running. We'll give it a flex test, move it around the yard, and then we hit the tracks tomorrow.
Everything is on me, gon' back it up. No matter what. Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me, it's not adding up.
Okay, so we decided while the boys are going on with that, we're gonna just break it up a little bit, and we had an idea with the rock buggy that Jujo's taking out to the tracks. We're gonna flex that on the forklift and see if our truck flexes more or less than that. We're gonna measure it, and so I reckon it'll do more actually, but as soon as I said go get the buggy, he couldn't help himself, and he's like, the track I built out the front, he's like, the truck I built out the front has never been driven before, so let me go try that first. So he's gonna run on his rock crawler track, and then we'll go flex it out. This kid's a maniac, and this guy, by the way, he's 50. He's 50 years old. He doesn't look a day over 40. Tomorrow's gonna be insane, bro. Tomorrow's gonna be crazy.
I'm so scared of tomorrow.
You're a madman. You're a madman. Alright, it's now officially dark. The boys are having a quick little siesta. Well, not really, they're just having a smoko. So we're running around what's going on. This, the front shocks, got to be a bit of a tube set under here. So one side's pretty much mocked up. The other side still yet to go. We decided to go for hydro steer as well. Panhard mounts in, that's just going to be fully welded up. The hydro steering orbital's been mounted. Some of the hydraulic lines are getting sorted out. Front guards are all on. I've added in a expansion joint on the exhaust here just to stop any vibrations and cracking. They've done a center bearing for the front drive shaft just because we've had dramas with oil filters and things bashing, so that's a pretty solid little mount there. Transfer case, that was done yesterday. The rear end, we obviously did our bars. The rear shocks have been put on and all braced up. The rear diff 4-link's pretty much done. We moved all that around, it's all working. So the rear is very close, pretty much ready to put the wheels on. Brake lines have been put in. We've just put some temporary lights on just to get us down the road. Fuel tank, we're not using the original one. We're gonna chuck this one on in here. And obviously a tray, and that's gonna get put on later, but we could chuck a spare wheel or something there for now. Done the snorkel, bit of a intake there in case there's a bit of water. And this is the shock on the other side. So they've done a bottom mount there, and then it's just the top to go. Radius arms are all fully welded up. Panhard's in, and the rear brake lines are done. The fronts are still to go. The front end is kind of always going to be a work in progress, but they've started putting this top section on to kind of make it look like the bonnet's coming out. Again, this is all done by hand, all beaten with a hammer and stuff, so it's kind of real good. Decided to put a winch on in case we need to winch out of some stuff. According to the hectic drive we just did, the jungle is going to be like pretty crazy apparently. So it's getting very close. It's going to be a late one. We may or may not stick around, but it'll definitely be done tomorrow. So it'll pretty much update you when it's on its wheels. We'll give it a quick flex and shoot off to the jungle. Guys, you do not want to miss the last episode of our Indonesia trip. We boost this thing down the road and then head out into the jungle. There's some pretty gnarly wheeling and we do break some stuff. We'll see you there.